morning, and thank you for being here. My name is Brock Carlton. I'm the CEO of the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. It's my pleasure to introduce the chair of the National Infrastructure Summit, Mayor Pat Fiacco. After some comments from Mayor Fiacco, we'll have an opportunity for question and answer. Mayor Fiacco is the former chair of the FCM Big City Mayors Caucus and is a longtime infrastructure advocate. Under his leadership, the City of Regina is set to host the first National Infrastructure Summit, taking place January 26 to 28. Mayor Fiacco is here today to discuss the summit and begin the important discussions about the future of Canada's infrastructure. Bonjour et merci de votre présence. Je m'appelle Brock Carlton, je suis chef de la direction de la Fédération canadienne des municipalités. Il me fait plaisir de vous présenter le président du Sommet national de l'infrastructure et maire de Regina, M. Pat Fiacco. Après ces commentaires, il y aura une période des questions. Le maire Fiacco est l'ex-président du FCM Caucus des maires des grandes villes et un défenseur de longue date des infrastructures. Sous sa direction, la ville de Regina accueillera le premier sommet national de l'infrastructure du 26 au 28 janvier. Le maire Fiacco est ici aujourd'hui pour discuter du sommet et amorcer cet important débat au sujet de l'avenir de l'infrastructure du Canada. Monsieur Fiacco.
Thank you very much, Brock, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here to join us for this news conference. Brock, a big thank you to you and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities for your strong support of the first ever National Infrastructure Summit hosted in Regina. When government officials and private sector stakeholders from across this country gather in Regina from January 26th to 28th, this will be an important opportunity to ask fundamental questions about the future of Canada's infrastructure. What have recent investments achieved? What have we learned? And most importantly, where do we go from here? Building on recent gains through partnership with the federal government, we have a chance to turn the infrastructure issue around once and for all. In just a few short years, we've seen groundbreaking reforms in federal infrastructure funding. The federal government is an essential partner that has taken very important steps. It introduced longer-term funding. It cut red tape and improved the design of its programs. And it increased collaboration with infrastructure stakeholders. With the federal gas tax transfer and the 7-year Building Canada plan, the government has moved away from the short-term ad hoc funding programs of the past. This new spirit of intergovernmental partnership also sparked long overdue program reforms. It is this long-term and innovative thinking that we must build upon. Many of this country's greatest achievements have been realized when all orders of governments and the private sector have come together. Recent gains have given us the building blocks for a long-term solution. What we are missing is a plan that puts them together. It will, of course, take long-term investments to address this long-term need. But by far, the most critical element is to continue finding smarter ways to put all of these pieces together. As stimulus investments wind down and current funding agreements expire, we must, as partners, use the next couple of years to pause, take stock, and plan for the future. Beginning with the 2011 budget, the government must commit to continuing to work with its municipal, provincial, and territorial partners to develop a new long-term infrastructure plan. That way, when the Building Canada plan expires in 2014, we'll be ready with a new plan for the long term which continues building on the program reforms that have proven so successful. The summit is the first opportunity to begin this critical discussion, to talk about the how. By bringing all orders of government together and our private sector partners, we want the summit to allow for the engagement in discussions and workshops led by experts on global best practices and new approaches to planning, building, and maintaining infrastructure. The summit offers a forum to establish and work towards common goals, objectives, resolutions, and infrastructure solutions to unify and strengthen relationships in this country. It is this collaborative approach that will lead to innovative ideas that will ultimately better position municipalities to deal with the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. The summit will feature many local, national, and international speakers, including our keynote speaker, Dr. Penny Burns. Dr. Burns is a well-known economist who has been involved in every major asset management development in Australia, as well as many in New Zealand. The summit consists of 5 major themes, and these include, number 1, financing opportunities. This session will be facilitated by Mayor Hazel McCallion of Mississauga. Here, we will compare and contrast traditional financing options with new and innovative options. This theme will include a discussion of what systemic and political changes may need to be made to enable new infrastructure financing models to evolve. The second is defining the need, which I will be facilitating. We will look at today's infrastructure realities and future challenges, what we're doing today, and where we need to be. Next is citizen engagement. This will be facilitated by Mayor Tremblay from Montreal. Here, we will focus on how citizen engagement impacts the planning process and how the planning process impacts citizen engagement. The challenge with citizen engagement is, in most cases, the only time the citizens get engaged is when there's a crisis, not in the planning. And then, program models governance. This session will be facilitated by Mayor O'Keefe from St. John's, Newfoundland. We will highlight various infrastructure program models currently in use and consider how to develop future models. And finally, innovation, facilitated by Mayor Gregor Robertson from the City of Vancouver. In this theme, we will explore ways to incorporate innovation and out-of-the-box solutions into infrastructure. In addition, panel sessions will focus on the benefits and challenges associated with public-private partnerships and how to build a culture of leadership and change. Summit success will see participants leaving the conference with a clear understanding of recent gains and future challenges. Innovative, out-of-the-box global solutions that will both inspire and challenge those in attendance to better meet the national infrastructure challenges faced by us all. The City of Regina is committed to further discussions on the assessment, needs, goals, and global best practices to form the basis of future concrete solutions and the creation of a long-term sustainable funding model by hosting Year 2 of the National Infrastructure Summit in the spring of 2012. Turning around the infrastructure deficit is beyond what any government can do on its own. It will take leadership from everyone and a new partnership among all governments and the private sector. The first step towards that begins in Regina. Thank you, and Brock and I will be happy to take questions.